to Cosmos with Cosmos. Of course, I'm Liz.
I'm Mike.
And this week, we have an update on the Mars situation. Back in February, we sent 2 rovers to... Well, no, we didn't.
One rover.
I was going to do the whole... I realized halfway through my intro that I was totally going to do, like, the old news-timey thing of introing it, and then failed massively at it.
It's what we do.
It's what we do. So anyway, we're going to be doing a Mars update this episode and just giving a kind of a little overview of what I'm too low, a short torso. Of what the Perseverance rover and its little helicopter buddy Ingenuity have been up to since they landed on Mars back in February.
Driving and flying.
I can't believe that was this year.
No, it seems so long ago.
I was like, wait a minute. Did that happen this year that they landed?
Yeah. Super Bowl 2021. Our Super Bowl 2021.
Our Super Bowl 2021.
We got another Super Bowl coming up in December. So join us for that one.
But before we get to a little Mars update and what these kooky robots have been getting up to, of course, follow us on all the things. The Twitters at Drinking Cosmos, everything else, Cosmos with Cosmos, cosmoswithcosmos.com, just Cosmos with Cosmos everywhere. And of course, it wouldn't be Cosmos with Cosmos without some beverages. So, Mike, what have you in thy cuppeth?
It is a Jezreel Mule. God, I cannot talk today. Jezreel Mule. Moscow Mule. But it's got, as with every other Moscow Mule kind of drink, you have vodka, also some ginger beer, and normally it goes with, I think, like lime juice or lemon juice, something like that. Yeah. But to give it that nice Mars red, it is a cranberry cherry.
Ooh,
so,
nice.
Cheers.
Jezreel, which is the crater that Perseverance landed in.
And what you got?
I have what is being called the I can't remember the name of it. The Rochette.
Yes.
The Rochette. Which we will talk about what that is in a little bit because it has to do with our update. But the Rochette, and this drink is vodka. Peach vodka.
Oh, nice. And, that's my vodka too.
Yeah, I finished it off.
Yeah, I was hoping you would.
Yeah, okay, well I did. A frozen mixed berry blend, a little bit of orange juice, and a little bit of cranberry juice.
Oh, nice.
I just kind of did a hodgepodge in the blender. Blended it up.
Kind of like what Perseverance does, some of those rocks.
Just whips them up in a blender?
Well, it does scour the rocks.
Yeah.
Whips them up, yes.
So I'm just like Perseverance.
Yes, you're just like Percy.
All right. Now, of course, as always, we have some rules during the show. So, of course, if you hear any dogs barking, or if we're nerdy like always and make any Lord of the Rings or Star Wars references, take a drink.
And if you feel the need to just take a drink, don't wait for the rules. Just do it.
Take a drink whenever you want to take a drink. Yeah.
That's what we do. So.
Yeah, I might be taking lots of drinks because it's super windy outside and I have wind PTSD. So I need to distract myself from the wind that is occurring.
It was a year ago. It was pretty much a year ago when the great Ogden hurricane of 2020 occurred.
And we lost half of our fence.
We did lose half of our fence.
It wasn't really half. It was like a quarter of the fence.
Yeah, we lost part of our fence, and it was an insane time.
Yes. So, anyway, on with Mars. So of course, I have to wear this favorite shirt because, in fact, I wore this going down to the office the other day, and I was just I was walking. Maybe it was last week when I wore it. I don't remember. But anyway, and I was walking along, and I walked past this grouping of guys. I don't know. There was like 3 of them or whatever, or maybe there's 2 of them. I don't know. But then as I passed them, one like mouthed, or I heard him say under his breath, maybe to his buddy, like, "Robots live here." And he read my shirt and he was thinking about it, and I was like, "Ha ha!" Got someone thinking about what the fuck that's all about.
Yeah.
And it's about Mars.
And hopefully he realized the orange color was Mars. And
yeah, I mean.
Well, yeah, I mean. But let's put a positive spin and let's say, yeah, you know, it was like, oh yeah, perseverance is there. Because doing its thing, curiosity.
This sure is true. Robots live on Mars, and they're ones that we've sent there to kind of tootle around and, you know, science things so we can learn more about the planet.
Science shit.
So, of course, back in February 18th, the Mars Perseverance rover. What is the formal? What's the formal name of it again? Because let's see, the Mars Curiosity is the Mars Science Laboratory, right?
Yeah.
And Perseverance.
No, isn't. Oh wait a minute. What is? You see, like Spirit and Opportunity had a name.
They were the Mars Exploration rovers.
Oh,
right?
That's what it was. Yeah.
So Spirit and Opportunity were the Mars
Science Lab for
Curiosity. Mars Exploration rovers. Mars Science Lab for Curiosity. I can't remember what Perseverance's technical title is.
But it's Percy.
It's Perseverance. So it landed February 18th. We had a big watch party. Super excited. Everything went well.
I had tears. There were tears.
The video of the rover landing on the surface via the sky crane.
It's just amazing.
Amazing and so much fun. And
this was the first time that we had like video from the actual
landing,
from the landing itself. So we were able to watch in real time, well, quote unquote real time. The actually coming down and, you know, seeing it blow all the dust down, and then watching the sky crane fly away, and the parachutes. I was going to call them umbrellas. The big umbrellas, the big parachutes.
Because it rains often on Mars.
The big parachutes. I mean, it was just such a cool.
They could be umbrellas, and they could use umbrellas, and then call like the rover like Mary Poppins, and it could be like, "I'm Mary Poppins, bitch. This is landed on Mars."
Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, I know that'd be great.
But what's great about that, and that being able to actually capture basically this new technology of landing a robot on Mars, is for me, when you watch that, it's very relatable, and I don't want to use the word humanizing, but I'm going to use the word humanizing because I don't have a large vocabulary, but it makes it, because you can tell when helicopters land on the Earth, you know, you get that, and so it's like, it makes Mars feel more real instead of just kind of a, like, we know it's real, but we don't have any physical concept of it because no one's ever really been there. We can't, but these videos and like the color images and all that, they really make it like a relatable world.
Yeah, and like the videos of the dust devils. I mean, I saw something. I mean, driving back from from Oregon, you can see dust devils out in the fields and in eastern Oregon and Idaho and stuff like that, and that stuff's going on Mars as well.
Every time I see a dust devil on Earth, I'm like, that shit happens on Mars. Like, I immediately think about like the dust devils on Mars.
And there's this really cool. I mean, we were looking at it today. There's this really cool video that well, I mean, obviously it was Perseverance, but that took it, but. Watching the dust devils move, and then there was this one video of Ingenuity flying in. I think it was maybe one of its longer flights, and it came in, and then there was like a little dust devil behind it. And the question really was did Ingenuity create that dust?
Yeah.
Or was it just, coincidence, and there was some dust that was just kind of flying by? Because Mars has winds, and these winds can pick up that fine dust and create little dust devils and stuff like that.
I wish we had Mars winds.
Yes, well. Yeah, but that, the thing is the thinness of the atmosphere.
I know, and then we couldn't breathe and we'd all be dead. So, yeah, I get it. But I wish we had winds that didn't knock over anything.
Yep. I know, right? Just pick up some fine dust and that's it. So, yeah, just really cool stuff. I encourage you to go on to NASA's Perseverance page and look up some of the imagery. It's amazing stuff, and the landscape, desolate but beautiful, and the sky. I especially love the Martian sky when it is close to like sunrise or sunset, and you get this
it's really like
blue
yeah.
hue to it. It's just it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually in the planetarium company I work for. It's actually one of my favorite shots that our system can do is making that blue, and I just love it. It's just it's a beautiful thing.
It's so otherworldly.
I knew it was coming. It was the pause. There's a whole setup.
I got my routine, my you know.
So for everybody who's listening and not watching, it's a whole setup. It's a whole bit.
We don't have time to explain it. They'll just have to watch. All right.
Yeah,
so
you
just
have
watch
to
the
watch.
YouTube videos. So of course Mars landed safely. Awesome, cool. In Jezreel Crater, which is an ancient river delta, and of course that's important because where there was water, there could have been life. And so one of Perseverance's main objectives, as opposed to Curiosity, which didn't have the capability, but is to look for evidence that Mars was habitable and there was past life.
Yeah,
in the past, and not like a little green man, hello.
Or the guys from Mars Attacks.
Yeah, no, definitely. But microscopic life that could have been able to arise and survive on the red planet many billions and billions of at least 4 of those billions, I guess maybe 3 of those billions years ago.
I think for Jezreel Crater, they think it was wet 3.5 billion years ago.
Yeah. So. There's these rovers, of course. These rovers, Curiosity and Perseverance, have all these amazing scientific capabilities and tools on them, lasers and scourers and imaging technologies, and all of this is to study those rocks and see what materials they're made of, see if this area, some of the rocks, they don't know if they are formed from water or if it was volcanic activity. They also don't know Jezreel Crater, while, a lake bed in the past, it could have been like a flash, like it was around for 50 years or something, But or it could have been something that was long-standing water. They don't know, and so by being there, and they can use Perseverance to then find that out and get kind of a history and piece together a timeline of the past of this area of Mars and what, if anything, was there.
Yeah, and another question that Perseverance has given the scientists that are actually studying Jezreel Crater and so forth is that there are hints possibly that Jezreel Crater was wet, and then it dried up, and then it got wet again, and then it dried up, and then it got wet again, and so it was multiple times that it was wet, which meant multiple times in which you could have had the possibility of life.
Yeah.
In Jezreel Crater. I really hope they find it. I really hope they find it.
We know. So, it landed there. It had to do a bunch of tests. They gotta, they took pictures of everything to make sure everything looked okay, nothing was damaged. They had to test it's moving around. Doing the robot. Oh my God, they should program it to do the robot.
Well, they kind of did it with that little wheel.
Was
when they were testing the wheel, it was kind of like that.
So it was Sol 14. Sols are the days on Mars.
The 14th day that it was there.
Where it did its first drive of 33 minutes.
Yeah.
So driving along. And then I didn't write down the date of when they deployed Ingenuity.
Day 16.
Day 16? Sol 16?
Sol 16 is when they started it.
Okay, yeah. So Ingenuity...
Well, I think it was 16.
We'll go with it. You can fact check us.
Yeah.
Around there. So Ingenuity is this little helicopter that it is stashed on the bottom of Perseverance. It had this heat shield over it to protect it during the entry and landing process.
Which really looks a lot like this thing that dropped off the bottom of our car.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Except more metal.
And it took 6 days for them to actually dismount the rover or the helicopter from Perseverance with like they had little, I guess, controlled explosions to explode bolts. The bolts, get it off.
I didn't realize it was a 6-day process.
I didn't either.
And it was one of those things where once they started it, they couldn't stop it, and so they took a lot of care in trying to find the perfect place to drop it. And so what would happen is they would because it's on like I think you said
it's on the bottom.
It's
on the
bottom.
Of it.
Underbelly of
undercarriage.
Perseverance, and so it drops down, and then Perseverance literally drives away. And there was a spot that it was supposed to drive to, which it did. Zyl, ZYL, something like that. But
I don't know.
There was a little place where off to the side that Perseverance was going to go, and it was then going to turn and watch Ingenuity spin up its rotors, and then eventually take its first flight.
Yeah, so they could watch the testing of it. And it took a lot of testing. In fact, there was a software issue initially that they were able to get sorted out before they could actually take flight with those rotors. So to go into Ingenuity and kind of like its update, and just a little bit of just a little context on the size of it, it's 4 pounds. It's a little tiny 4-pound little helicopter, which is only 1.5 pounds on Mars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Less gravity pulling on you, so you weigh less on Mars. Yeah. So there you go. Diet plan. And its rotors are 4 feet tip to tip.
Okay, yeah, and there's 2 of them. So you have one on top, one on the bottom, and they spin opposite, don't they?
Yeah.
They spin opposite directions. You might be wondering why you need, 4-foot wingspan on these things. The atmosphere is really thin, and so you need more rotor length to pick up more of that atmosphere to get that lift and lift you off the surface. And it also helps that you're only 1 pound on Mars.
1.5 pounds.
1.5 pounds on Mars. Excuse me. Didn't mean to make you lighter than you were. But I hear it's getting tired.
It's getting tired now? I didn't know Ingenuity was getting tired already. Well, it's powered by solar panels. And so it only can have its battery can only charge enough for basically 1 90-second flight per day, is what it can do. And
having said that, you can charge it for longer.
Yeah.
And it can fly longer.
Yeah.
So
the problem, though, also with using solar panels on Mars, though, is that Mars is real dusty.
Yeah.
And so it's like as soon as Perseverance landed, it was already just like covered in dust. Yeah,
the pictures, some of the first pictures, and actually raised a little bit of concern was there was dust that was
on Ingenuity's solar panels.
Had left half of the solar panels.
So, but what is fun also is that the Dust Devils, which has happened with Spirit, I believe, the Spirit rover, was that they'll come along and kind of clean off those solar panels.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice of Mars to do that. There was it was a Spirit opportunity. It had gotten covered with dust and was actually losing power pretty quickly, and a Dust Devil just came and
was like, "Here you go."
Cleaned it off for him.
What service on Mars?
I know, right?
Man, that's nice.
Wish we had that service here.
Right. So Ingenuity now is basically has had the first controlled flight on another planet.
Another world.
And because they knew that if all goes accordingly, that they would accomplish this task. And so they actually asked for a tiny piece. and received a tiny piece of material from the Wright brothers plane.
The Wright Flyer.
The Wright Flyer.
Yep.
And so that's on Ingenuity. And so now the area where it made the first flight is called Wright Brothers Field.
Yeah.
40-second flight on another planet.
Which is actually,
History
I believe,
making.
Longer than the flight that the Wright brothers did. So at least
that's fun. Take that.
At least their first
Take that,
flight
Wright Bros.
in Kitty Hawk. Or if it's not longer, it's comparable in length.
Yeah.
And so, but Ingenuity, really and truly, they were like, hey, let's just test it for a couple of flights, and that's it. But it's now done something like 12 or 13 flights, and it's actually playing a critical part in the mission Perseverance, and so it can actually get up, take some beautiful color pictures, but more importantly, take a look at the landscape and find potential hazards.
It's a scout. It's like a scout.
It's a scout.
In fact, it was in like a sort of like this test flight phase, which is what it was doing, and they were like, all right, but it performed so well, it actually exceeded expectations, as you're talking about, that they started to give it more and more kind of free rein to like fly longer and take more riskier maneuvers. And so now it is in this like new operations demonstration phase where they can take it for longer, and they're going to use it to help scout out terrain and just kind of test the capabilities of it and what they can do with it, which they can then build upon and improve for future missions and see like, hey, how can we utilize this technology in a better scientific way?
This is a really amazing thing. It really and truly is an amazing thing. And so you learn all that you can from Ingenuity, and then you build bigger ones.
Yep.
And eventually you build things big enough to where you can fly humans around on Mars. And so it'll be really interesting, really exciting and interesting time to for NASA. They've had a lot of success with Mars. To be honest, Mars is extremely difficult to land on. Extremely difficult. In fact, until our more recent successful run of rovers on Mars, only about half the missions, if that, were successful in landing on Mars. Some of it we shot ourselves in the foot when we failed to convert meters to feet, things like that.
Math.
You gotta do your math. You gotta do proper unit conversion. But most of the time though, it doesn't work out. And so we've been really lucky with Sojourner, with Spirit and Opportunity, Curiosity, and then this just amazing landing with Percy.
And then landers like Insight and Viking.
Yeah, and Viking and Insight.
Phoenix.
Yeah, a lot of them aren't successful, so we have to be excited when we land on another planet.
Especially when you're. The wind just are. We can hear it through the swamp. Freaked layout for a second. Anyway, especially when you are basically testing out new technologies to another planet for the first time, like Curiosity and the Sky Crane technology that had never been done, and you can't adequately test it on Earth in fullness because we're not Mars. Totally different conditions that can't be fully replicated here. And so you kind of, for the most part, NASA goes in blind a little bit because it's like, well, we know the math. Okay, the math checks out. The materials check out. The equipment checks out. But is Mars going to give its approval? Like, they don't really know once they get there. Okay, is it going to work, or what? There's so many unpredictable things that could go wrong and happen. So
and a couple things. I think we have to stop saying that. Like, let's say Perseverance did not successfully land. I mean, for those that watched, you might know that I may have had a tear come out of my eye when it landed.
It was just
but
a
if
sound.
if it had not been successful, there probably been a lot more tears. But oh God, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh. Even if Perseverance had not successfully landed on Mars, it would not have been a failure because we would have learned so much from it. We would have been very disappointed, and all that kind of stuff and things like that. But we would learn from it. But also, let's say that you are engaged in Perseverance from the moment it launches and leaves Earth. So starting 6 months before it lands. The story of Perseverance actually is decades old.
One could say it's persevered through time.
We need a new rule where we have to take a drink every time you do a pun, where you do a little thing.
No, it's too much.
But yeah, I mean, like scientists and engineers have put their entire lives into these things. And so the story of Perseverance goes back a long time. And you have people who worked on Spirit and Opportunity's landing, now working on Perseverance's landing, and that knowledge just carries through. It's an amazing story, whether it's on Mars or on Earth. It's just an amazing story.
Yeah.
You're leading the show?
Anyway, thank you for that. Just so for some most recent news on just something Ingenuity has done. September 4th, NASA, the Ingenuity helicopter, it provided a 3D view of a rock-covered mound during its 13th flight. So it has a 3D camera, or it combines the two. So it's basically working on performing kind of a reconnaissance mission into Perseverance's next location target that it's going to go to, called the South Seta region. And this is, so where Perseverance is now, which I'm going to get into in a second, the rocks seem to be more younger. It's a younger region, whereas where they're planning to go next is supposed to be like more an older region with older rocks, and then they're delving backwards into the timeline of Mars a little bit more. So,
okay, I was gonna say your mom's got a great question. Okay.
All right. So its main basically thing is scouting and photographing the terrain, and then them playing around and testing its flying capabilities a bit.
I thought you were done. That's why I said.
I know.
All right.
Are we sharing info with other countries?
Yes. NASA.
We're not China.
Yeah, well done. So NASA gets its money from us, the American taxpayer.
We own NASA.
Yeah, and so it any information that any knowledge that NASA learns is public domain. It is free to everybody technically in the United States, but in reality, it is shared with everybody in the world that wants it. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that you get that information immediately. There is embargoes that occur, and what that allows for is for the scientists who actually got the information from, say, like the Hubble Space Telescope or what have you, to have first access to that information.
Right.
And you usually see it in imagery that will be embargoed for a short time, but then the data itself, the astronomer gets to have for maybe a year before that data gets pushed out into the world. But yes, public domain. So that's why you, as an American taxpayer, have access to all of the imagery from Perseverance, from Ingenuity, but also from
Hubble,
the Hubble Space Telescope, the Juno spacecraft, Voyager, any of those things.
Yeah, all those NASA missions.
The Apollo missions. So, all the pictures and data that the astronauts
all that doctored footage
from a soundstage in LA.
Yes.
We need X-Files music playing.
All right, so perseverance. Of course, I mean, Ingenuity is cute and I would say steals the show a little bit, but Perseverance is technically the star of this show, aka Mission.
Oh yeah, does all the heavy lifting.
It has to do all the heavy lifting, aka the science, because that's what it's built for.
Yeah, because Ingenuity is just proof of concept.
I mean, Curiosity was known as the Mars Science Laboratory, which is Perseverance is a twin of Curiosity, except it has some upgraded equipment and whatnot. But it's essentially a science lab on wheels.
But it can also do a little bit more in that it can actually look for evidence of microbial life.
Yes. Which I was going to get into.
Not looking for that little amoeba.
Yes.
But looking for the evidence that existed billions of years ago.
And one cool thing about Perseverance that it can do that Curiosity can't do is it is designed to be able to take core samples of rock and store them and deposit them for later missions to come and retrieve those and bring them back here so that we can do some in-depth, good old-fashioned human analysis, some human science on it. And that will be super exciting when that happens, because there's only so much you can build into a robot to be able to do on the surface of a planet, really, to really fully understand Mars and its past and what it was like, and really if there was life and what kind of life, what that life looked like or was made of or whatever. We really need to study that with the capabilities that we have built here on Earth, that we just can't send it all to Mars or have robots do. Looking for amoeba poop. Gotta find the amoeba poop. That's how we learn about dinosaurs a lot. Dinosaur poop. Dinosaur poop can tell you a lot about dinosaurs, whether they're clever or not. Anyway, in August, Perseverance did its first attempt at a core sample. However,
did not go well.
It did not go well at all.
They did figure out what happened though.
And essentially was that the material was too soft and it basically just crumbled into a fine dust.
Yeah, so it gets it and it puts it into a tube. And they were like, "There's nothing in the tube. What happened?" They look in the hole. They're like, "What?" And then they figure out, oh, it all just crumbled into a fine dust. They couldn't grab it.
They couldn't grab it.
It's like trying to grab sand at the beach.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes through your fingers. And so, but it actually raised some concern there for a bit until they were able to figure it out. It's like, okay, so we knew it was there, but then it wasn't there. What happened?
Mars is magic.
Is Perseverance malfunctioning? They would eventually say, okay, Mars is magic, and we'll go with that.
Yes.
But is Perseverance malfunctioning? Is this something that is not going to work now? Mm-hmm. But it turns out it's all right. And it actually can do 40 more of these, grab a rock and analyze it like that.
Yeah, and it can then, as it goes along, it can, there's little depots where it will drop it off at that then they can collect it from later. So it failed that first round back in August. So in September, just recently, the 6th and the 8th.
I like how you say in September as if we were out of September. That's
why I said in September, so recently.
We still got like 10 more days, right? I think we have 10 more days.
I don't know what day it is. Yes, Jack, the mages of Mars. Be a Mars mage. So it did its next rock samples, which were successful, and it sampled a rock named Rochette.
Hey!
Which is my drink name. It's a Mars rock. I'm drinking Mars rock.
So it was the first successful rock.
Mm-hmm. It was the first successful rock in the history of all rocks.
Of all rocks.
The most successful rock that there's ever been.
Hence the need to name your drink after it.
Yes. So the September 6th, they did the first core sample, which was named Montdenier.
Named what?
Montdenier.
Okay.
I don't know. It sounds like it's French, so that's what I'm going. Like Rochette. That sounds French. That sounds like Rochette, a French thing. I don't know. I didn't look up what it's named after. I probably should have done that a little bit of research beforehand, but I'll give you the homework. And then they did a second one that's called Montagnac.
Sure.
I don't know what you do with the G next to an N in French. Are you trying to look at that? Montaigne? I don't know. Anyway, a French rock, another French rock. So these first core samples, Montagnac.
Yeah, sure.
Montagnac.
Yeah, just say it like somebody from Paris.
And Montagnac.
There you go.
From
hey,
Rochette.
That's good.
Rochette.
That's good. Go with it.
Okay.
Go with it.
All right.
Wine and cheese, everybody.
So they're basaltic in composition, and they may be the product of lava flows, but they've also seen salts within the rocks as well, and that could be formed when groundwater flowed through the rocks.
Oh yeah.
And then they also could have had basically like little tiny bubbles of water trapped inside of them.
Bubbles of Mars water.
Bubbles of Mars water. That could be. They don't know, but they could be trapped in there. And then
it's not a lot of water. It would not be a lot of water.
No, it wouldn't be a lot of water at all. And so basically like the level of like alteration that they're seeing in this rock is sort of in like cognac. Yeah, okay. Anyway. So basically, the level of alteration that they're seeing in these rocks, that implies that maybe it was water that had been around for a good length of time, rather than something that was just like filled in and out.
And that's what you need for life.
And that is what you need for life. But they won't really know until they can get these core samples back to the good old EARTH. For some study.
Yeah. How long does it take for that intel to get back to us?
Like from the information from the rover itself back to us, just like that we know it's made of this material.
Samples. That information gets back to us within tens of minutes.
Yeah.
It depends on how far away we are from Mars. So we are hampered by the speed of light. But you're talking tens of minutes here. So within an hour, you'll be able to get that information.
As far as the core samples getting back to us, well,
longer.
It's going to take some time because
it takes some time. Somebody's got to pick that up.
We need to have
FedEx
the mission.
has to show up. They have to pick it up. Then they have to send it to their sorting facility at Olympus Mons. They put it on a rocket. That rocket comes here. It takes about, we'll say, 6 months to go here, and then they will deposit that core sample in a sorting facility, say in LA, and then it will get on a UPS truck and FedEx.
You switched to UPS from FedEx?
Okay, so it'll get on a FedEx truck, and then FedEx will deliver it to NASA with a signature. It needs to have a signature. That's how it happens. That's the official plan. It's all about the sorting facilities.
You went far with. I didn't know you were going to take it all the way back, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a mission planned? A sample return mission being like in the works?
Oh, I'm sure they have. I'm sure that somewhere that on a board they have a mission.
So it could be probably like a decade before we get those core samples back to the Earth. All right, it's gonna take some time.
It's on a whiteboard somewhere. Moon sorting. Then LES.
Oh yeah, they got to go to the moon first. That's customs is in.
Customs in the moon.
Yeah, you got to pass moon customs, otherwise, no.
And what if custom rejects it?
I guess it's just
is this duty free? Is it duty free, or do you have to pay like? Oh, whatever it is.
It's a duty-free Mars sample. Yeah.
Yeah. Pay duty on it. How much is this rock worth?
Now, every Mars mission, there's something amazing that is seen by these robots. And we get one every mission. Sometimes two every mission.
I was like, where are you going?
And
no,
so
I know
far,
where you're going.
And so far, Perseverance has just what, since February? How many months is that? Where are we at now?
We'll say 7 months.
7 months, 8 months, 8 months into its journey, something like that. It has.
Oh shit! You know what? It's 7 months in one day.
It's 7 months in one day.
7 months in one day.
Okay. It has already found something amazing. And it took a picture of it. And
now, keep in mind, it has seen rocks of all kinds. Big rocks,
small
little
rocks,
volcanic rocks, sedimentary rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But then it discovered this rock.
And the rock that it has seen is the butt crack rock. So now we know where the ass on Mars is.
It's in Jezreel Crater.
It's in Jezreel Crater.
It's truly an ass crack rock.
It's an ass crack rock. Software engineer Kevin Gill, who's a data wrangler at JPL. I don't know if that's his official title, but I guess he posted that photo of the rock on Twitter and called it the butt crack rock. And some other people have hopped on board with that. So it's another long line of fun rocks we see on Mars due to, that, what is that, periodelia or whatever, where you see familiar things like Jesus toast.
Amorphosizing?
No, it's not that. It's like it starts with a P. It's a weird word that starts with a P. So we have the ass crack rock. There's the face on Mars. There's like a Brachiosaurus rock. There's that like Bigfoot rock.
You see what you want to see.
I think there's a smiley face, but there's also a smiley face on Venus as well. So we just see random shit, and I guess we've reached butt crack phase.
Well, our brain is really good at trying to make order out of chaos, and it's a butt.
That's courtesy of one Karen Davison. That's where the amoeba poop comes from. So they just need a core sample of that ass.
Get your proctologist.
Drill right in.
We need a proctologist on Mars. Stat. What I love is like your mom just building off a jack right there. They're just working together. Their team working together with the comments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like this participation. All right. So now Perseverance has its sights set on an area known as South Seta.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. I think it's named after, I think it's a Native American name. But by the start of October, all Mars missions are going to be standing down and taking a little break as we go into the Mars conjunction.
With the sun.
With the sun.
Yes.
So Mars and Earth are going to be on opposite sides of the sun, and we won't be able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
So we got a...
Big star in the way.
Big stars in the way. So we just got to be like, all right, you guys take a rest. Maybe that's why Ingenuity is getting a little sleepy now. It's getting a little tired now because they're winding things down and preparing to kind of hibernate, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it can still maybe do some stuff.
Yeah.
But...
Well, they're not going to fly Ingenuity for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely not. But the thing is you don't really... you can't send any commands to either craft.
Yeah, they might have some pre-programmed in.
And so the stuff it can do is very limited, so might as well take a nap.
Yeah.
Rest your energy. Mm-hmm. Maybe take some pictures while you're on vacation, mm-hmm. and then when you pop back out on the other side of the sun, you send that to us, and we can start
science back up.
Yeah. God, I wish I could have a vacation like that, extended vacation like that. Weeks at a time.
You want to be a bear and just kind of hibernate in a den for like 6 months?
Yes. Not leave the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe go to Oregon. But and take winter.
Oh God.
Winter would lose his mind.
Anyway, cat does not travel well.
He would not be able to handle that.
All right, well, that's our Mars update.
Yeah, so a lot of great things happening with Mars.
It's going well. Things are going well. Perseverance is doing some shit. Things are working. Ingenuity is just buzzing around all over the place.
Literally, you can hear the sounds.
Yeah, they have sounds of it.
They have sounds of it. You can hear it.
You can hear it just bzz. Yeah. Buzz on by.
Sounds like a mosquito.
And yeah, so it's exciting to see what will come from it, and not just, during the current mission duration, but also for future missions when we plan to actually bring shit from Mars back. And it could be literal shit from amoebas. We don't know. We'll see.
I'm telling you, that's going to be amazing. Stay tuned with Perseverance. I think there's going to be a lot of great discoveries that occur. And let's be honest, if it discovers no life, that's an amazing discovery as well. So
disappointing. But
for
it's
me,
amazing.
For me, disappointing. Yes, for me, it's disappointing for a couple of various reasons. But even if it doesn't find that evidence, that's a great discovery. It doesn't mean that it wasn't there. It just means that Perseverance didn't find the data for it. And maybe future missions will. Maybe those core samples that return to Earth, maybe the scientists here can find it, can go further than what Perseverance can do. But it's just an amazing story. And if anything, go watch the videos of it landing. It's fucking awesome.
So cool.
That was just a sky crane. That's all you gotta say is sky crane.
Anything flying on another planet is kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, that is our Mars update with the Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter doing its thing. So stay tuned for when they come out of sleep. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting real bad at it. Anyway, thank you all.
Should we tell them what we're doing next time?
I'll get there.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're like,
let me
sound
host.
like you were gonna be like, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, on this episode of Cosmos with Cosmos, talking about Mars. Next time, we will be playing 20 questions, apparently, somehow. There's a 20 questions that we will be doing.
Yeah, so either send us your 20 questions about astronomy. Don't send us 20 questions about what we ate last night. Send us 20 questions about astronomy.
Yeah, so if you have questions, send them to us, and we will put them in.
Making up the
Otherwise, we're going to make up questions. And that could be real dangerous, but that's what we're gonna do. And then following,
yes, tell them that. That's a really exciting one to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to. And then after that,
what's our show in 4 weeks? What's our show?
Why don't you tell them, Mike?
No, I'll let you do it. You got it. You're the host.
God, this is how every woman hosting anything feels.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
After that will be the start of season 3. No, wait, next episode is going to start season 3.
One of these is going to
One of them is going to start season 3. But after 20 questions, we will have another edition of Tipsy Stars, where we will explore the fall, because we will officially be in fall. Finally.
It starts in a couple of days, by the way.
Evening sky, and we'll do our little Tipsy Stars planetarium show via YouTube. So joining us, and of course, follow us on all the things. Twitter at Drinking Cosmos, everything else.
Us on all the things.
Cosmos with Cosmos, and we will see you next time